Hey guys, it's Matt Starr. Welcome back to another one of our chat and drives. I hope you're having a great day. And what I wanted to share with you was something that's been on my mind for the last couple weeks. It's just a phrase that came into my head, and I've just been thinking about it, and it really resonates. And that is that your bandwidth for giving is your default bandwidth for receiving. Your bandwidth for giving is your default bandwidth for receiving. And so I'm sure you already know, but bandwidth is like on your computer. So you know how much information can get transmitted through the lines of your computer to wherever it's going at any given time. And anytime that I'm feeling tense, especially if it's in a good situation that I wanted, it's a bigger situation, I really have to breathe in. I sit up straighter, I open up my chest, and just expand my bandwidth, both physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. And there's a lot of different ways you can do that. But many times in situations where it's stressful, there's not anything wrong. There's just a lot going on. And sometimes we need to simplify, and that can be a tool, but more times than not, it's just, no, everything's cool, everything's great. It's just a lot. And it's like, cool, breathe in, breathe in. And just be willing. You're probably trying to control too many details in your mind, first of all, and just breathe in, man. Just open up that bandwidth, right? Because again, your default bandwidth for receiving is your bandwidth for giving. And here's the situation. Willingness is such a huge component to so much of this stuff that we talk about. And what I think, in my experience, has been, say I'm telling you, you're telling me, I want to have a more successful career, I want to make more money, I want to move up in my company, whatever it is, whether it's a company or a business, you're an artist, or you're in sales or whatever. Okay, so we talk, we do a career counseling session and come up with an action list, and it'd be like, okay, well, cool, talk to your boss and, ask your boss out to lunch. Let's start with that. Now, it's not about whether or not your boss says yes, says no, doesn't get back to you at all. None of that, the results don't matter. What matters is you looking at that list and going, okay, I'm going to do this. And especially saying yes to doing things that you wouldn't normally do or that make you uncomfortable, because that's where the growth happens. So that's what I'm talking about with the bandwidth. And I think, I'm convinced that, if you went to somebody, it's like Karate Kid, where he has the Ralph Macchio character painting the fence and doing all this stuff. Now in reality, he's preparing him to learn all these forms in the karate art. But the bottom line is, it's just, are you willing, man? Like, you say you want to be you want to learn karate. Okay, let me see if you're willing. Paint my fence. And he's like, what are you talking? Look, you're either willing or you're not. And the universe, I find, works like that. If I'm willing to take actions, some actions have led directly to other things, but so many times I'm working on something that's just coming up for me, like, okay, I'm going to take these actions, and then I get a call over here about something seemingly completely unrelated, but I know when I'm not in action and in willingness, ultimately, then nothing happens. So when you're willing to get direction, either from another person or from, your intuition, your spirituality, God, whatever you want to call it, the universe, when you're willing to receive that direction and take it, then you're open to receiving other things. And so a lot of times we go, well, I don't want that I'm getting told right now, or that people keep telling me that I should, be doing or making observations on things that are happening in my life, and I don't want to hear that. I just want the good stuff, you know. And it's like, well, it's all the same thing. So you can't say no to, you know, the universe and then go, but, you know, I want $1 million. It just doesn't work that way. It just doesn't work that way, because your default bandwidth for giving is your default bandwidth, or your bandwidth for giving is your default bandwidth for receiving. It's automatic. If you have a big channel and it's open and it's flowing, then that's how it is. Now, what I want to say is a couple exceptions. If you're thinking, well, I do give so much, but I don't get anything back, I don't get it back. If that's you, and I've just identified that, and you're like, well, yeah, exactly, that's what I'm saying. Okay, listen very closely. And again, I speak with love and from experience. The problem is you. So, a couple things, or all of these things are happening. Either one, there's a lack of gratitude. So you are giving, and you are receiving, but you're not seeing it the way you want to see it. You're wanting it to be this, but it's actually this abundance over here, and you're not seeing that, and you're not feeling that. So you're not feeling that gratitude. You know, so it's a lack of gratitude is a big component in that. And the other part is a lack of self-esteem. You know, when I've gotten things right in my life, when my head kind of, you know, clicks, and then it's like something opens up, I realize when I look back over my life, oh, you know, that opportunity, that could have led to this now, but I wasn't ready. You know, I wasn't ready at that time. I didn't have my head kind of clicked on the right way, you know. So, and it stems from a lack of self-esteem, that we push things away because we're afraid. So we say we want to be successful, rich, happy, but in reality, we don't. We're scared of those things. And so what's really helpful is, if there's something you've wanted for so long and you're trying so hard to receive it, and it's not happening, take an honest look at yourself and go, ask yourself, what am I getting out of being in this situation? Like, I'm always broke. Well, what are you getting out of that? Well, nothing. It sucks. No? Okay. But if you keep putting yourself in this situation, then you're getting something out of it. So you like the struggle. You don't feel like you deserve to have more. You feel like it keeps you, you know, humble, that rich people are all lying, cheating, stealing bastards, and you don't want to be one of them. You know, you don't want to make more money than your parents. You don't want to be successful and have your friends think, you know, you now all of a sudden you're, you know, some elitist, blah 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 blah. You know, whatever the thing is, you know. And it's all just a thing. It's just a mental thing. It's nothing. It's not real. And I can speak from experience. For me, you know, yeah, I was attached to the drama of not having enough money, and then working my ass off and making it, and go, oh, we just got by, oh my God, it's so great. And then like coasting a little bit and then slipping back into that thing. So I got attached to the drama of that, you know, and that ties in with being late to things and just being behind on your bills, behind on time, behind on whatever it is that you have in front of you. And that goes along with not really honoring what you have in front of you. So for me, that's what I was getting out of it. And when I got clear on that, I was like, holy shit. Wow. You know, but you got to be really honest with yourself. So if you're not willing to be honest with yourself, then you're probably a martyr. And that is somebody who gives, and doesn't get anything back. And then they complain about that, and they say how hard they work, and they bemoan their situation, and it's just it's kind of, to me, the most I am repelled by that, but that's my own personal feelings on that. But it's kind of the worst, you know what I mean? Because it's just a self-inflicted wound, and it is a wound, and you know, so the martyr thing is that you again you feel like you do a lot of work, but the reality is you're expecting something in return, And even if you get that something that you think you're expecting, it's never really enough. It's never ever going to be enough. And so that creates an inability to actually receive. And that's probably something to do with your childhood. It always is, you know. Talk about it and then it's like, what was your relationship with your mom? You know, it probably goes back to that there's something you didn't get as a kid and you keep repeating this pattern over and over and over again to try and get that thing, but you can't get it in the way you want it. So you got to bring your mind up to speed and put yourself emotionally in the body that you're in, whether you are now 20 or 30 or 40 or 50 or whatever, and stop acting like a 5-year-old who wants mommy to put the picture up on the fridge. You know, maybe mommy didn't do that, and maybe mommy's never going to do that. So rather than driving everybody nuts and denying yourself the true happiness that you deserve, let's get you into your physical body now and see what are the things that are preventing you, me, us from living the life of our dreams, which is what we're meant to do. There's no other way. It's our responsibility to do that. So I hope that is illuminating. I hope that that's helpful. I hope that that's inspiring and motivating. You know, every business takes inventory every year, and so it's really important for us at least once a year, if not twice, to take an inventory. Where are we? What are we well stocked in? What are we doing good? Where are our deficiencies? You know, and how can we make changes? There's all different kinds of formats for inventories. There's a great one in the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, and but there's all kinds. There's all kinds of stuff. And so let me know what you think about that. Let me know what your experience is, what that brings up for you. And again, a lot of times with the career counseling work, I think people think that we're gonna, you know, I'm gonna give them a bunch of contacts, and the reality is the contacts aren't the issue. You know, when people say, well, I just need a break. Yeah, I mean, you know, okay, fair enough, but the reality is you probably have had breaks. We've all had breaks. We've all had opportunities that we've squandered, or that we didn't see or didn't appreciate or didn't fully take advantage of. And so it's not about getting the break, or you just got to connect me with, you know, somebody and then they'll make it all good. The work is within. And in my work, you know, when we do a session together, people walk out with a list of stuff to do, and I expect that stuff to get done, and I want to get reports back on how the progress is, because that's what's going to open you up to receiving. So we've got to do the work ourselves. I just met with somebody and we were talking, and I said, you know what, I think you should contact this person here. And he's like, okay. He's like, do you know him? I said, I do. I have his number on my phone right now, but I'm not going to give it to you because I want you to figure out how to get to this person. And they're easy enough to get to. They have a website, you know, there's a contact page. It's like, you need to do that work. And if I am doing that for you, then I'm cheating you out of the experience and the growth that happens. So let me know your thoughts. Thank you for sharing these videos. I get so many people sharing these videos, or clients coming to me saying, oh, you know, my friend sent me this link to this video. And so I really appreciate it, because I love talking about this stuff. This is sort of the hidden art of career stuff. It's not something that they teach in school, because it's kind of a combination of a lot of different things. And just really grateful to share the information with you guys. So if you want to set up a career counseling session, go to mattstarmusic.com and go to the career consultation tab. And I hope you guys have a great day, and talk to you soon. Bye.